Hello, I am Jacob Chandler, and I will be conducting an interview with a veteran of the Vietnam War. Today is September the 24th, 2015, and I will be interviewing Mr. Charles Roberts, my great uncle. This interview is part of my Eagle Scout Service project. The LaSalle Veterans Exhibit and interviews are part of my Eagle Scout Service project. The LaSalle Cultural Center of Gina, Louisiana will display my LaSalle Veterans Exhibit. Our mission is to preserve our LaSalle Parish heritage. The veterans of LaSalle Parish often have experiences in time of service that go untold. Today, I'm interviewing Mr. Charles Roberts, as I said. What war or era did you serve in?
I served in the Vietnam War era in the middle 60s.
Yes, sir. What branch of service were you in?
I was in the U.S. Army Quartermaster Corps.
What was your rank?
When I was discharged from the reserves, I attained the rank of captain.
Yes, sir. Would you point to the areas where you served at on this map?
Well, you have it basically highlighted, but it is the area of Saigon, Vietnam, primarily in the Saigon, Benoit, Long Binh area.
Yes, sir. All right, we also have this map too, if you want to.
Yeah, that's fine. That's in the southern part of the nation.
Yes, sir. All right. How old were you when you entered into military training? How old were you when you started?
I went through ROTC when I was 18 through 21, age 18,
Yes, sir.
21. Went on active duty when I was 21.
Why'd you pick the Army branch to serve in?
It was only a 2-year commitment,
Mm-hmm.
and I had obligations at home.
Yes, sir. What areas did you train for? What areas did you train at in the United States for your service? I know you said LSU for your ROTC. Were there any other places?
After that, there was basically a 6-week orientation at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and at I can't remember what the name of the place in Virginia off the top of my head, but that was where the Quartermaster Corps branch training was at.
Yes, sir. What was your training like?
Well, other than the regular PT training that most everybody goes in the military, it's mostly doing schooling and administration, command, these things like that.
Yes, sir. Did you feel that it adequately prepared you for your service?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
I was in a Quartermaster Corps. That was not considered a combat branch.
Yes, sir.
It was considered a service branch.
Well, what positions did you serve in?
I served 6 months at Fort Polk in their base staff or post staff in their food service system, and in Vietnam I served about 6 months in property disposal, and another 6 months was serving under the Quartermaster Command in Saigon, carrying for statistical reports.
Yes, sir. What all, let's see, what all medals did you earn?
The only medal that I won was the Bronze Star.
Yes, sir.
And there were some service ribbons, I'm sure, but I don't know what they were.
Yes, sir. How did you earn your Bronze Star?
Well, the colonel that authorized it said I did a good job.
Well, yes, sir. Listen. Can you describe a typical day in the service?
Like all services, it begins very early in the morning. It goes very late. Like I said, I wasn't in necessarily a combat unit. I was in a service organization, which is not stateside, and what I did overseas is not a lot of different than 2 places, just the restriction of a war zone.
Yes, sir. What all did soldiers usually do while they were off duty?
When I was there, you didn't do anything. You stayed where you were.
Yes, sir. What was the food like?
It was good.
Yes, sir. Do you recall any particularly humorous or unusual events?
No, I don't.
Yes, sir. Well, you have this photo here of you. Can you describe what was going on at the time of the photo?
That's probably the month that I graduated from LSU in 1965. It was probably at that time that we received our commission.
Yes, sir.
Second lieutenant. And that was a picture of the uniform that we wore there with the second lieutenant bars.
Yes, sir. Well, after your service ended, what did you do? Did you go into work, or did you?
I went to work
Yes, sir.
in my family's automobile business.
Well, how did your military service affect your occupations later on?
Well, it just required discipline, commitment.
Yes, sir. Well, during your service, did you make any close friendships?
I had a couple, and we haven't made any kind of contact over the years.
Yes, sir. Have you been involved in any veterans organizations?
No.
Yes, sir. Well, are there any other stories or memories that you'd like to share about your service?
No, I don't really have any stories. It was a time that a lot of people went overseas. They were there for the commitment from Vietnam tour was normally a one-year stay, and then you came home. A lot of people that were committed for long-term commitment to the Army, they made up, more trips in the future, but mine was a one-year commitment. It was 2 years active duties, 2 years reserve.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, sir, for this interview today, for your service, and appreciate for you participating in my Eagle Scout project.
You're more than welcome.
Yes, sir.
Wish you the best.
Thank you, sir. All right.